That's not bravado. It's fatigue, the kind that settles into the bones after you've watched enough lives fracture in the same familiar ways. I was never a detective, never a criminal either. I was something worse, an observer. The man who noticed patterns and did nothing until noticing became a habit, then a shield, then a curse. The night it began, this story, not my education, I was standing outside a convenience store that sold coffee strong enough to taste like punishment. Rain slicked the pavement. A siren cried somewhere far enough away to be someone else's problem. I saw a man step out of the shadows wearing another man's confidence like a borrowed coat. Impersonation is never about clothes. It's posture, timing, knowing when not to speak. I clocked it instantly. He moved like he belonged to someone richer, cleaner, safer. He nodded to people who didn't know him and didn't need to. That's how crimes start. Not with violence, but with permission silently taken. Suspicion arrived the way it always does. Late and unwelcome. I felt it before I understood it. The wrongness of the scene stuck to me as I walked home. I replayed the moment in my head, told myself I was projecting. Observers do that. We see ghosts where there are only reflections. 2 days later, the real man went missing. Same height, same build, same confident walk, different eyes. You never notice the eyes until you're supposed to remember them. The neighborhood filled the silence with accusation. That's another pattern. When facts disappear, blame multiplies. People accused the girlfriend, the dealer, the immigrant down the block, the guy who asked too many questions. Everyone but the truth, because the truth hadn't learned how to speak yet. I didn't accuse anyone out loud. I just watched, took mental notes, connected invisible dots like it was a harmless puzzle. Told myself I wasn't involved. That was my impersonation, pretending neutrality was innocence. The man I'd seen came back a week later wearing the missing man's jacket. That's when regret introduced itself, calm and methodical. Regret isn't loud. It doesn't scream at you to act. It waits. It lets you justify yourself into paralysis. I followed him. Observers always break their rules eventually. He led me to a bar where no one used real names. I listened. I learned. He hadn't killed the man, just replaced him. Stolen his debts, his enemies, his exit. The missing man was alive somewhere, smaller now, erased by fear. I could have spoken then, could have pointed, could have saved someone from becoming a rumor. But accusation has weight. Once you lift it, you carry the consequences whether you're right or not. And I was tired of carrying things. So I stayed silent. Weeks later, they found the body. Not the missing man's, someone else's. Wrong place, wrong time, wrong life. The impersonator panicked. Violence always arrives when deception runs out of room. That's when crime shocked me again. Not because of what happened, but because of how predictable it was. The impersonator was arrested. The truth came out in pieces, each one cutting someone different. Families wanted answers. The city wanted closure. The police wanted clean lines between good and evil. I wanted forgiveness I hadn't earned. The missing man survived. Barely. He moved away without looking back. People called it justice. I knew better. Justice doesn't account for witnesses who choose comfort over courage. I still walk the city at night. I still notice things. But now suspicion feels heavier. Accusation feels necessary. Regret feels permanent. And forgiveness? Forgiveness is the hardest crime to solve, because it requires the observer to step forward and admit that watching was never neutral at all. If you love these stories, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more hidden history secrets. Which part of this story shocked you the most? Comment below. I want to hear your thoughts.